way. I don't think we've ever seen Luna joining fights. She was just farming to try to keep up with the enemy carry. Like the fights that she joined, she did not have the Eclipse ready, or not skilled actually, and that was kind of a problem.
Yeah, it was a pretty big problem when you've got this DM Magnus scaling, the good old mech build there, and of course Kunkka GPK just running around causing havoc wherever he went. But I kind of feel like Save had a spectacular performance on that Dark Willow, the amount of control he brought, but also the fact that laning stage-wise, Ember and Grimstroke just never got a chance to get off the platform and start really team fighting together.
First the laning stage was kind of slow, and I don't think they expected this. I don't think they expected OG to pick up the Faceless Void. Like, this is Virtus.pro hero. This is their go-to hero. Whenever they can, they just first phase it. I would like to see Shadow Demon as a response to Faceless Void, where he needs to go for the target or any kind of save. Vengeful Spirit's still available. Like, I want to see a counterplay to the Chronosphere. I just not a big fan, never was, when Faceless Void goes in and he's not afraid of anything, especially in the mid-game fights. Like, your best counterplay, the Chronosphere, is buyback. I'm not a big fan of that. But okay, I mean, they don't necessarily need to go for Shadow Demon straight away. They get Slardar. OG responds with even more team fight. All right. This one's going fast, Gary.
Yeah, Slardar PA, Corrosive Haze with physical damage. But I want to kind of zoom in here a bit on OG with the team fight combo they're starting to build up for themselves. Chrono, Supernova, and we could see a lot more to come as heroes like Mars are still out there, go for all the circles, try and get some Venn diagrams going in these team fights, because that's what it felt like they were lacking in Game 1, was the ability to go and play together and just, so much about Dota is just win a team fight, and then you feel good, the morale is boosted, you take an objective, and things can snowball from there. They never had the chance in Game 1 to do that.
Yeah, looking at the opener, liking OG's draft way more than what they already had, because this is team fight, this is, we're going to go out on the map and do stuff. Like, Faceless Void Phoenix combo is just so strong. Like, one of the reasons why Phoenix is considered as a great partner, we already know, but as a counter pick to Faceless Void Chronosphere, you're gonna use the Chrono. If I'm not inside of it, I'm just gonna drop my ulti, and then we're gonna see a big clash of two ultis. Like, who's gonna back off first?
Yeah, and also you add in the fact that Faceless Void kind of likes buying MKB against the Phantom Assassin. You can slot it in even as a second item if you want to. Mars banned out, which I mentioned, the big team fight combo that OG could have gone for. One element removed. But we could see, a Thompson Puck, for example, kind of get itself into the draft along the way. And VP have got to think and consider about what they want to get out. It's the Axe of Seb, so a bit of focus there on Seb's off-lane pool.
So yeah, OG, they ban out that Shadow Demon. They ban out another save, IO. I just love when, it's a pretty simple thinking, but I've seen thousands of games and some teams just don't prioritize that.
Yeah, they think about different things. I was just wondering, we've seen Seb play Phoenix recently, haven't we? Position 3? I'm pretty sure it's come up once or twice. So it could still be a flexible pick. I'm just saying that because quite often the Phoenix is really kind of locked into the position 4 or the 5 from a lot of these European and CIS teams.
It's doable, but the question is, how much pressure do you put? And now there is a root mechanic against your dive, if that's an off-lane Phoenix, if that's a position 4 Phoenix, something that really threatens the way they played the lane in the previous game. Phantom Assassin plus a Crystal Maiden, CM gets a Clarity, gets 3-4 Mangoes, and constantly keeps spamming the spell, especially when she can on 2 heroes, and just completely zones them out first wave or 2. And Phantom Assassin gets her items, gets her magic wand, gets her second raid band, and makes Phantom Assassin game much easier.
Yeah, it was a really smooth lane. Like, every time that wave got dragged, immediately jumping on the offlaner. And position 5 Maiden brings you a hell of a lot with that global aura. Third pick up from OG, Mirana now. Usually we see Mirana against Phoenix or against Enchantress, Chen. Arrow pretty good at dealing with the creeps, the catapults. Leap against the Supernova, always nice. But what's up with this?
Good question. I mean, it's a combination with the Chronosphere. We've seen some Mirana being played on a mid lane. I think Alliance played at mid during the grand finals in Division 2. We've seen Sumail when he played for Just Error, playing 2 games of Mirana. I've been not impressed. The hero does okay. Like Lim did a really good job in the grand finals of Division 2, where I loved his itemization because he was playing against the Phoenix and he went Dragonlance BKB because they had no egg hitters, and this was the last pick Mirana, where his job was, I'm gonna leap and I'm gonna hit the egg because they had nothing against the BKB. So it could be potentially, a good pick if you go for correct items, but to be honest, I don't know what the correct items here are or what position Mirana is playing, because there's a bunch of magical damage. There's 2 root mechanics. There's also heavy physical damage, good chase potential from these heroes. Okay, so this should be Phoenix position 5 and the Tidehunter 3 with Mirana position 4 can be played at mid, so they can still swap things around. But if they want to keep it simple, this is how it should be.
Yeah, I guess if it is Mirana mid, then another MKB carrier. She's always pretty happy buying MKB at that point. Looks like VP are thinking that it is, like you said, though, the 4 Mirana, 5 Phoenix, banning out the Invoker. DP response from OG. As these last heroes to come out, likely to be the mid laners for GPK and Thompson.
Yeah, when you play Tidehunter, you need to ban out Kanka, just for the memes.
We never see it.
We saw it a couple of times in the Epic League. It was there. And, Kanka is a good counter to Tidehunter because he can't Kraken off the X mark. There's a great rivalry between these 2 heroes, but, Kanka kills that watermelon in the end. Sorry for the spoilers.
Spoiling the
spoiling the lore.
The lore of Dota 2. Final ban for VP. Still not sure where we're going to head with that one, but looking towards GPK heroes here, would be nice to maybe add in a little bit of tower damage or something. But definitely that playmaking hero the GPK is so exceptional on. Yeah, they do get out the puck in the very end, and SAPPHIRE, OG's final grab. Mid-snap then, I guess.
Most likely. It's a hero that scales really well. A lot of combination with their heroes. You can throw in Faceless Void, you can throw in Tidehunter with the Ravage and SAPPHIRE. If you're having a good laning stage, you're going to get that Axe pretty soon. And it's probably the most broken Axe in the game right now, I would say. Maybe Zeus is up there. Not necessarily broken, but powerful. Strong.
Powerful, yeah. Especially when you've got Tide and Void on your team. With those big ultis, they can just throw in after being gobbled up and spat out onto that, so far, single-core Phantom Assassin. And VP with a Storm Spirit now. Interesting. With OG's lineup, I kind of expect them to be that 5-man group up together with the big team fight ultis. Storm Spirit is kind of the antithesis of that. He wants to be finding individual pickoffs on the map.
Yeah, these heroes are very squishy on Virtus.pro when you see what they're up against. Tidehunter, Phoenix, team fight for Virtus.pro is just not there. I don't think if this game is even that they can take a team fight, because look at what OG has. They don't have a hero.
Their buttons.
Yeah, Tidehunter just presses, his ulti, Faceless Void. Pretty simple stuff coming out from OG in game 2. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 big team fight ultis, and some of them are long cooldowns, but if you use them 2x2, you can still take the fight at any time. On the other side, Virtus.pro, they don't rely on any cooldown, so that's a good thing going for them.
Yeah, that is true. And they've got this PA with the Maiden, the laning stage with that Dark Willow and the Slardar. They could have that early pressure, which allows them to, like we saw in game 1, snowball completely out of contention. And it's Epic Kids PA yet again being grabbed up, but this time with no Empower. But we'll have the Corrosive Haze at least to try and amplify up some of that physical damage. We'll see how it goes, though. Definitely definitely favoring OG's draft this time over game one for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what Virtus.pro has is lineup that can play fast. Like, this is the lineup that tends to win the lanes. And I'm a bit afraid because, yeah, you have good pickoff potential. And Slaughter plus Phantom Assassin is always going to be a potent combo. They're also playing Radiant. Most of the time, Virtus.pro is just playing Radiant.
Radiant gamers. DM and save up top. RTW with no tail, going to be your Void and the Phoenix. Here's going to be a Storm against SAPPHIRE mid lane. And then Ilias and Epikid down south with this Saxa, Mirana, Seb Tidehunter. I guess you can try and get this Tidehunter, you know, up a couple of levels. He's not the, not the same as Timbersaw, who likes to be completely left alone once he's hit level 3. But he is a hero who can, if he goes for the Vlad's route especially, or any kind of that sustain aura build, just sit alone in lane and not really be too bothered about what's coming. He's much more of a burly standalone kind of guy than that Doombringer was in game 1.
Yeah. And look at his itemization on Tidehunter. Ring of Protection, Magic Stick. He's ready to tank some spells early on. Like, his armor is not that high when you think about Tidehunter. He is tanky, but at the early stages of the game, he's really not.
Yeah, he needs to get into the Kraken Shell. RTW up at top. Caught up in the Bramble Maze, and he's already spent Time Walk. He's getting into the trees and thinking about going for the TP. We've got level 1 Crush from DM, though. Ooh, do we just go for TP? RTW, 3 seconds for that Time Walk again. In towards tower range. Oh, he's going to try and wrap around it and get over that little waterfall. He is back to safety, but burning through a lot of regen just to be able to stay in this lane. Not a good start for the Faceless Void.
Yeah, but the good thing is Slaughter has Crush instead of a Bash, so he can play more aggressive on, I mean, not aggressive on Faceless Void, but get more CS, I would say.
Looks like Sage is going to try and keep pummeling into him. Crush level 1 there, just thrown out into the mix as well. I'm going to take a peek down into that bottom lane. Crystal Maiden and the PA moving away from the waves, trying to block up the large camp so Mirana doesn't have that ease of access to either pulling or arrowing. We'll instead just arrow through to the range creeps. Seb down to about half HP, and you said he can struggle against this early damage, the spam coming through from the PA and the Maiden.
He already brought a Sal because he understands that he will need to tank up a lot of spells on the bottom lane. Sucks in a bit of a trouble, but they're still level 1. They need 2 more CS on Virtus.pro, and they're going to be level 2. Tide already level 2 because of... I think the reason why they also picked Mirana is because she arrows the range creep and does not allow, like this lane, Phantom Assassin and Crystal Maiden, what happened in the previous game where they just start play aggressively. Mirana will TP out the route. Alright, it's there.
It is. They both cracked that level 2 you were wanting.
Ooh, it's a tough one for Mirana because she used a TP and now needs to walk back. On the way back, you arrow the creep just to get some extra value out of that. No tail. He's also level 1.
This has been going on for a good 30 seconds, and it looks like Save is going to get the better of No Tail. He pings it out saying, guys, come on, can we do something about this? This Dark Willow just standing here and clicking into me. Awkward battle for sure. And then back down towards bottom, Seb does have 5-1 charges and a Fairy Fire. He was looking very low on HP, and I was a little bit worried. But Mirana's now going to come down with a salve to return the Tide back closer to full HP. Massive wave for the PA under tower, though. Seb can only really contest the pull. Anything fun in the mid lane, Lacoste?
I don't think we're gonna see the kill unless like one of the heroes hits level 6 faster. I mean, that's a pretty stupid statement, to be honest. I don't think they're gonna get level 6 at the same time, but there's potential from the SAPPHIRE, like Cookie on a creep into Scatterblast, because Storm Spirit is very low right now, and no one is dead on side of Virtus.pro, so he does not want to go back, what is he bringing? A Clarity, a full null tally. Like, in this kind of situation, it would be much better if, like, your position 4 or 5 just straight up died and TP's mid to refill your bottle.
Yeah, and then you go with that support to go and contest the rune, which is spawning up in 30 or 20 seconds now. And 2 Radiant Observer Wards are looking out for that early rune for the Storm Spirit. Oh, ping's coming into the Maiden. Saxa and Seb with Gush and an arrow flying. Hits the range creep though. And Ilias going to turn with a little Nova there. Doesn't have the Frostbite just yet, but does have a couple of 1 charges. If he thought about maybe turning. And now, rune spawning in the top spot. GPK unable to get over as the Cookie and the Scatter Blast slow him down enough.
Oh, Snapfire's already level 5, so that's a ton of damage. And Snapfire got the rune, so GPK forced to be in the jungle until lane pushes in.
Relegated away from the lane. ILTW up top. Everyone seems to be farming pretty well. DM may be struggling a little bit compared to his counterpart, the Tide Hunter. Well, I'm trying to make a jump down bottom again. This VP Crystal Maiden PA dual lane so good at chipping away at these 2 heroes from OG, but you're looking at full ones, you're looking at headdress. There doesn't seem to be a great opportunity to actually seal the deal. A nice little block from the PA to stop the Centaur dying as well.
Forced to use a charge, gets the rune. GPK level 5. Snapfire needs 1 CIS to be level 6, and the Snapfire will steal the bounty rune. So that's going to be 4 bounties for OG.
Oh, you're right. So it is. Yeah, No Tail had forced Save to TP away as well, so Dark Willow couldn't go and grab one there. And bottom lane, Ilias, leap into Arrow, very short range onto the Maiden. Does have 5-1 charges, and again, should be okay, just popping the Fairy Fire. Not a comfortable laning stage by any means, though, from VP. It's been really good pressure from OG all across the board.
Even though he had to TP back, GPK, this is the second time he's going back. CS 35 against 33, but in terms of net worth, Snapfire 300 gold ahead of him. He's 6, yeah. There's the rotation.
And they do come in with save. Vortex back into the Bramble Maze, and Thompson, well, he can't get out now, can he? Pops the wand and tries to battle, but it was all too much for him. While down bottom lane, Seb is there, killing off the Phantom Assassin who was left all alone.
And that's a pre-level 6 kill, so Tidehunter getting some solo XP, will have Ravage, a bit limited on mana, and he is, I'm not gonna say rushing back, but will probably get mana boots now, because this hero definitely needs mana to keep spamming the spells, but he's already showing what he wants to get, like just some armor. These are the sustain items in the laning stage.
Yeah, and a great way to keep the rest of his team alive.
Mid lane, Thompson.
Do we go for the kisses? We do, but look at Save, great play,
what a play.
Straight underneath, but the arrow lands onto that Shadow Realmed Dark Willow, and finally they get the kill.
It would have been such a big play if he survived there.
Yeah, one of those
top
spells,
lane,
you run towards
Phoenix.
them, No Tail. Oh, DM nearly had it. He's fine. It's all good up there. No Tail has another salve as well. DM's running forward towards them. Yeah, okay, just a one-hit whacks into the bash onto the Faceless Void.
And because he got the bash, he forced Faceless Void to put a second point in the Time Walk. He was saving it in case they need extra slow for more kill potential, and then he instantly gets the second point and Time Walks. DD Storm.
GPK, he's been arrowed. Thompson has a cookie, onto the Mirana, onto the Storm. In we go, and GPK's falling. He's got 4-1 charges and a raindrop, though. He's on the high ground. It's a difficult kill to finish, and he does ball lightning away. Great dodge out of that scatter blast of Thompson. But they've come in again with PA arriving. They desperately want to take down Saxa, but there's one more leap over the trees.
The fog.
Back to safety.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He has an arrow.
This PA rotating off of the bottom lane because Tidehunter's just too much to handle right now.
If she can farm the jungle while Crystal Maiden's getting the levels on the bottom lane, it's still okay, but if she's getting nothing out of those rotations, then it's kind of meh. Tidehunter, completely different game from Seb. On top of net worth, 3.5k, 8 minutes in. Pretty impressive. He's gonna have mech in 500 gold.
Yeah, it's real fast mech. That's gonna be like a 10, 11 minute mech here for the Tidehunter. And mid lane's being hit pretty hard. Storm Spirit trying to put a stop to Tops's aggression. But the arrow, it's there again. Ramble Maze comes through and Ilias does TP in to help out. GPK's very low, but Topson's caught with the Cursed Crown. Saxa and ILTW couldn't save him, but they are waiting here with a Time Walk and a Chrono, and I think they want to get GPK.
I love this
but
move.
He's salved up.
When Faceless Void is having a good time in the lane, but still decides to make a rotation. You know, there's a bigger target kill than the enemy off lane, so he TPs mid, sees what he can do. He actually walk, his TP is still ready.
This gives a bit of time for No-Tail to maybe get closer to that level 6. The save is here to stop him from leeching that experience, but without the Slardar, not really able to put a stop to No-Tail.
Ilias is level 6, 9.5 minutes in on Crystal Maiden. Like, this is something you want to see. Slardar comes, easy, quick death.
And pressure onto the tier 1. And yeah, that Ilias Maiden you were talking about, shifting up top as well. Crystal Maiden plus Storm. Always a really good feeling for the Storm Spirit to have that mana aura.
And Tide arrives, time to bail. Like, they can pick up bounty runes, but there's no tower damage whatsoever, so who's steeping to the bottom lane? Phoenix? Alright, he'll get 2 bounties.
Oh, Topson. That's a Ghost Scepter level 1 from Topson. LTW's thinking about the Chrono. Goes towards GPK and catches the Slardar 2 with the kisses landing. It should be a takedown on Storm and maybe another here of the Star Storm and the Arrow all connecting onto Virtus.pro. The bash hits in from LTW. The Sunray burning through DM, but the Slardar has slipped away. And Fish Boy gets back behind his tier 1, but yet again it's this big move, the big team fight from OG. And with the bounty runes being grabbed, it's a massive win.
And Tide was also trying to make a rotation on mid lane just in case they need it, but the perfectly placed Chronosphere with the nice Mortimer's Kisses. Snapfire, you mentioned that Ghost Scepter. Oh, there it is. Ravage mid plus...
with a Supernova! You were talking about cycling through these ultimates, using them in pairs, and that Supernova doesn't quite land as GPK dodges the stun, but has to ball away because OG are here. 4 heroes strong, they're ready to take down this tier 1. Catapult, they'll try and keep it alive. Seb not feeling tanky enough to withstand all of Virtus.pro's onslaught. And that arrow threading the needle between the Storm and the Dark Willow, but the cookie landing, ooh, a little bit spooky there. Save even thinking about the Terrorize.
Virtus.pro's lineup is really good at getting pickoffs. Once Storm Spirit gets that Orchid with the Slaughter, he's also getting closer to his Blink Dagger, but straight up 5-on-5. I don't think it's happening. I don't think Virtus.pro can take that fight.
OG, without any ultimates, still going to make the play top. A nice arrow onto that Slardar. And he'll get the Sunray on him as well. Crush to cancel it out, but there's an Urn, Fiery Spirits, plenty of damage over time as the ball lightning from Storm on towards No-Tail. They try and Moonlight Shadow, but the Phoenix has been picked up.
Sentry, but not enough damage. Tidehunter, too tanky, has a Cloak, 21 charges, and the mech ready in a second, so they just bail. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Faceless Void about to finish his Hand of Midas. You know, he's playing a farm game. He saw Phantom Assassin showing Ring of Health as her starting item, so you know that she's gonna go for that Battle Fury, and then you match up Mask of Madness into Hand of Midas. Not a common item build, but seen it a couple of times.
Right, can we go back to Topson, please? Because there's
I've seen. This is the item that he just loves to get.
Is it like you didn't let me play Pugna, so I'm going to play Pugna a different way?
Yeah, Pugna and Morph banned out, so he plays his own hero. He creates his own hero with the E-Blade, just amplifies the damage.
Hell yeah. I mean, I guess once you've got level 15 talent with E-Blade and Mortimer's Kisses, you really are running around with a shotgun. This is the true shotgun build. Forget Morphling.
This is the meme build.
Super good. I'm excited. He's not too far away from it, about 1,000 gold. Storm Spirit low with the Crystal Maiden finding a pick and taking down I'll TW's Faceless Void as they do expend Supernova, but the arrow missing save on his way up to the high ground, and he'll get a good Terrorize. Only catches the Tide, actually. I thought it would clip the Phoenix, but save
Ravage,
Shadow Realm dead to the cookie of Thompson.
We talk about, you know, shotgun morphling, but it is actually a water gun. Like, this is the shotgun build.
It's a Super Soaker. This is a real shotgun from the Grandma. There we go, yeah, blasting into the creeps. So Virtus.pro right now, the story of their game, it feels like they've got to make more space for the PA, but at the same time, Storm is also a reasonably greedy hero. Do you think they've got enough room to maneuver here to get both of them farmed?
Oh, snap
Thompson, Ghost Scepter, or Frostbite being held by Ilias, waiting. And maybe a Thompson TP can come now, but he's just being shredded here, and the ball lightning from Storm.
There's the sentry.
Secure this one. Thompson invis, but you're right. There's reveal from Ilias. Really on the money with that sentry placement.
It's a costly death for Thompson. Like, he is a core Snapfire. Their team fight is much stronger, but if he keeps dying like that, he already has 4 deaths to his name. 14 minutes in. You know, he's still gonna get that E-Blade, but I think you can't afford to go for it, you know, because you have a Faceless Void to rely on as your damage dealer, but with this type of a build, like Faceless Void does not have a defensive tool yet. Storm Spirit will get the Orchid, oh god. Storm even found a Royal Jelly plus Arcane Aura level 3. Look at his mana regen, 12 per second.
Without clarity, without anything. And an Arcane Ring in his pocket too. Battle Fury for Epic Kid. Over into the Dire jungle to take down an Ancient Stack. And we've got Blink on DM. So we can start seeing this combination play between the offlaner and the 2 supports. Because they can go in without worrying too much about losing their lives, force initiations, force team fights, maybe bait a big ulti here and there, while PA and Storm very good at choosing when they want to jump in. And now an Orchid on Storm means they can also pick their targets.
Yeah, because look at the move OG's making. Like, they're straight into Roche Pit. They understand, like, if we steal this Roche from Virtus.pro, from Slardar and PA, we're gonna cripple them so much. And the thing is, they can't fight us straight 5-on-5. So, like, look at the itemization queued up by Faceless Void. He's going for MKB. It's really not a good item if you don't have Aegis, but if you have Aegis, you're kind of secure for the next 5 minutes, so you can afford to be more greedy. Like, there's a Storm Spirit, there's a Curse Crown, Bramble Maze, you have no Dispels. He might, you know, swap things around. There's a Zoning Supernova, just in case.
Well, that's great, because they know that DM has Blink, so they could stop that potential Blink steal if he tried to sneak in there. Clever stuff from No Tail. Might seem a little bit weird because nothing actually happened, but the thought process is often what matters in Dota.
Imagine if we talk about it like Zoning Supernova, thought process, and he maybe just misclicked. He didn't, you know, but sometimes it happens, like commentators trying to be so smart, and they're not. Like,
I would rather say something like that and, you know, make a player appear smart than try and flame them for misclicking. I don't want a Reddit thread with my name on it, thank you very much.
And you're getting one.
Now I'm getting one.
But there's one game where I called that I thought they misclicked during the Epic League, because it really looked like it. And they lost the game, I believe, in 20 minutes. I checked the heroes, it should have been Vengeful Spirit in my opinion, and they misclicked. Alright, Thompson is getting that shotgun.
Oh, it's done, yeah. Scythe of Vice queued up too. Not even gonna go for, you know, boots of travel or anything like that. As OG comes sweeping through this mid lane area, and DM, sprint and blink ready, but that arrow's coming. Okay, a little bit close for comfort. But VP are very good at spreading this map wide, and that's why OG, yeah, they've got to send Tide top, try and defend the tower there, while they also want to keep this opportunity for a team fight open to them.
Yeah, we have 2 completely different lineups. They saw that smoke. There's a ward in the mid lane. So yeah, one team wants to fight after the Aegis is gone, wants to split the map a bit, and the other team wants to take a fight right now, and they have no real like gank potential. Like, how are you gonna gank? You need to use the Chronos here. We've only seen one, right?
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, I think maybe 2.
Radiant's top
But my
tower
memory is
is
getting
under
pretty
attack.
bad as I get older, Lacoste.
Yeah, let's just settle with 1.
That's fair enough. I'll trust and believe you. Oh, Void. You said he had no dispel,
Dead.
no defensive item, and he is dead. Aegis gone. So that safety net no longer available to him, as OG still poking around looking for a fight that they can try and start, but everybody's already TP'd home. So there's nobody left to catch. They've all retreated.
That's such a power play from Virtus.pro, where they take the Aegis off, which ILTW would still have for 2.5 minutes, and now they continue to farm. They need BKBs. They desperately need BKBs on their heroes. What is Phantom Assassin getting? Okay, so she's also getting a BKB. She understands that if it comes to that, like, we need to match them up and take a fight, especially now that Aegis is lost. So there's the smoke from Virtus.pro. Like, 3 cores are having a BKB in the quick buy.
And they still
They're
have that rating.
still, you know, far away from it, but the Phantom Assassin will get one shortly. The other two's not that close.
And they still see OG. 3 heroes under an observer board.
Tower is under attack.
It looks like No Tail's thinking about,
Dire's top
you know,
tower
how they knew that smoke was coming. Do they have vision around here somewhere? He's pinging out where they're maybe hiding or standing, or keeping observer boards lurking around.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But again, it's a very swift decision from Virtus.pro up towards top. Keep that farm going in a safe area of the map while pushing towards an objective in that tier 2. And just keep dodging the fight.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, just don't fight. That's the plan from Virtus.pro right now. And if they can get a pick off, they know OG is pushing the bottom lane, and seems like it's gonna be okay. So Phantom Assassin finishes her BKB. Is there a smoke? There is one smoke on Dark Willow, so yeah. They want to go.
PA showing mid. They knew Thompson was there a second ago. Now he's gone into Invis. Hiding around with a Mirana to throw an
Cookie.
arrow, but the TP, the Yule
Yule
Scepter,
Scepter.
cancels the TP. They're trying to find that PA while down bottom a fight is brewing onto the Tide Hunter. Looks like PA's fine with the BKB to run away, so down bottom the Sunray onto Tide keeps him alive, and RTW arrives.
Two-man
There's
Chrono
the Chrono with a Supernova on
Supernova.
top. Nicely placed with a Ravage onto 3. It's OG coming through onto this tier 2 to find one pick off, and can they get more though? DM's tanky and he is burnt alive by the Sunray of No Tail. So OG can run in for more and keep the aggression going because Save has no way to escape. And OG finally get the numbers they need into this battle, isolating the PA and then converging bottom.
This is exactly what they needed. Like, this Thompson build with the E-Blade, you know, threatening a kill, kind of solo kill on Phantom Assassin, and forces her to use a BKB. And now they're in. Any buybacks? Darklo does not want to buy back. This is a free tower for OG, and I don't think they're gonna stop. Like, they might get some poke damage on the range Raxes, see how things are gonna go.
Don't have any
Okay.
ultis left.
Has fallen.
No Ravage, no Chrono, everything expended. Gonna try and go on towards Seb with no Greaves for 10 seconds. The ball lightning in. GPK gets used up, and the arrow's gonna come from Saxa. They've caught out the Storm, and they're
very
blowing him up
dead.
with a chain stuns. GPK's gone. Ilias with a zoning freezing field, but that's turned around on. Again, the Greaves and the Sunray so much heal as the PA does make the jump into the back with DM Slardar. They find the Phoenix, No Tail's gone. The buyback from Ilias comes, but DM has been left all alone again, and he's bashed into oblivion for a triple. ILTW cruising now. Faceless Void wants this Thompson Grandma to keep diving deeper because she's opening everything up here, unlocking the fights for OG.
Oh, what a
nice
block.
body block on the arrow there. Keeps Epikid in the running of the team fight, and he goes back in onto the Snapfire. Thompson hiding though.
Big terrorize
they
on
can't
four.
get her. The terrorize is there, and finally Thompson will fall. Epikid still with a lot left in the tank, but LTW has the
It's up to
BKB
7, they need to
TP.
get out. Like, this
Anything
is
to
the
stop
thing.
it.
Yeah,
There's
they're
nothing.
gonna get the Tide Hunter. I think they overextended where, like, they got the 2 big kills after using all their ultis and still decided to take a
Mid lane.
fight.
No Tail.
Lane.
Oh, GPK nearly had that dive into Orchid on him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So this doesn't really benefit the Virtus.pro because you want Phantom Assassin to be out there farming on the map with the Battle Fury. and this was not happening. But OG will have their ultis ready up again, and they should take another fight because there's still no BKB on the Storm Spirit. He's getting close. Tide Hunter Ravage up in a second, getting very close to his Blink Dagger. I still don't feel Virtus.pro can take a fight because there's no counterplay to the Chronosphere. BKB is ready on Faceless Void. He can just pop that BKB if he's afraid of Terrorize, and DM, he drops.
Yeah, it was a quick little play in there from Thompson and No Tail. And of course, DM just has Blink and Cloak trying to get BKB, but his recent buyback really has set him back, sitting at about 7,500 net worth. Okay, VP has this PA at the top of the net worth board.
Man, Saksa threatens a kill on Storm Spirit. Like, this is something that you need to be afraid of, because there's a Yule Scepter into Arrow, and you also have a Clumsy Net, so you're kind of messed, you know. It's very tough for Storm Spirit to play before he gets a BKB, but even if he gets a BKB, there's still bashes, there's still Chronosphere. OG, they're in. All ultis are up and running, ready to go.
All the ones that matter, yeah. And RTW has that BKB. GPK, well,
that's not the target that you want to go for.
He has an Arcane Rune going on Storm, but that Tidehunter just frontlines for all of OG. Now they move with the Fear, the Terrorize, catching the Faceless Void, but the E-Blade, the Cookie back, they've given him the save. GPK can't finish the job, so RTW just BKBs and turns the fight. Still holding Chrono, doesn't need to bloody use it, because the Yules into Arrow are going to be there from Saksa to set up onto save.
And GPK Thompson expended his BKB, even though it was with Arcane on a Tidehunter. Like, this guy's not dying. He has a Glimmer Cape, he has a Dispel, and he has a built-in Dispel, so Kraken is not gonna do that much. I mean, not Kraken, Corrosive. Phantom Assassin finished her Desolator, so that's the damage that they're kind of lacking right now. Roche is up. If somehow Virtus.pro can sneak into the Roche pit, steal that Aegis, that would be pretty big. There's still no couriers inside of it, so no one knows it actually spawned. Dire Scan connected, so they know where Virtus.pro is at the moment.
It's so scary when OG have the green light. Every ulti's still ready. And they are so good at controlling this Roche pit. Jump onto Thompson though. Well, if you give up a kill like that,
he's alone.
Will take it gladly. He is absolutely alone.
This could be a Roche attempt. You know, he still has a buyback, but the problem is there's also a tier 1 tower, so even if he buys back, he's going to be in a fight in 5 seconds, ready to go. I love the itemization from Tidehunter this game. Like, Guardian Greaves, not getting a Blink Dagger, because you have ways to, you know, initiate a team fight. You can just park yourself in front of them and then getting a Glimmer Cape, because they have a lot of magical damage, and now getting that Solar Crest just to be more tanky again. Phantom Assassin used BKB. No. Ooh, whose ping was that? I think it was VP's ping, so OG does not know about it.
Oh dear. Yeah, he was throwing daggers at Seb. Must have misclicked.
Yeah, maybe misclicked. Try to tip someone, clicked his BKB.
Yeah, unfortunate things. And this allows OG just to walk straight into the Roche pit now. No way for VP to really contest this outside of, you know, maybe a Storm Steal. I don't think GPK is feeling all too confident though this game. And Virtus.pro are all just going to group up down towards their bottom lane. While Roshan grabbed up by OG. Aegis and Cheese there for the Void and the Snapfire respectively.
Thompson really loves E-Blade. Like, the combination they ran in Epically Grand Finals was Enigma with the E-Blade from Morphlink. It's 80% slow, that lasts for 4 seconds, so he keeps you inside a Midnight Pulse. Like, it's anti-carry build. Like, either forcing you to use a BKB, then resetting and taking a fight after, or straight up getting a kill on you if they use one more spell, you know, just to lock him inside that Midnight Pulse. Phantom Assassin, level 20, got the Armor Corruption talent, building an Abyssal Blade. Like, who's their target? That's pretty tough, because Phoenix, has Eon Disc, so you cannot really go on him. Tidehunter's too tanky. Faceless Void has Aegis. Marana also has a way of dispelling things with the Yule Scepter, and they have a save against the physical coming out from that SAPPHIRE's E-Blade. So OG covering themselves real nice with the itemization.
Yeah, it seems close to impossible for Virtus.pro now to try and hold on, but the big jump is there, and again, they've blown up the Aegis. Impossible my arse. Shut up, Caster, because they've killed them off, and the Fear, the Terrorize, perfectly timed. ILTW annihilated as Virtus.pro executing beautifully. Some spectacular stuff, and they've killed No Tail. Well, the zip back in. Thompson, Moonlight Shadow's there to give them at least a bit of an umbrella of safety, but DM is whacking into him. Thompson's down. Epic Kid with a triple kill. Virtus.pro get them all killed off before they can use a single spell.
Ooh, man, I was on the OG's. You know, I was kind of feeling OGs, the same thing they did, where they're like, yeah, we cannot die, you know, we have this Aegis, they don't have the clear target to go for, but the great itemization, initiation from Slaughter, he goes in, that's his 10-second BKB, so he's not afraid of any of the ultis besides Chronosphere, and they delete Faceless Void. Also, man, save, I praised him in the previous game, I think we should give him praise in this one as well. The perfectly timed Terrorize on that Aegis respawn. Maybe Faceless Void had enough time to use a BKB, but did not want to pop it.
Yeah, I think both of us are a bit caught off guard there, thinking OG with all their ultis available, but at least get the chance to cast
you know, I'm
one,
not in the game, I should not be worried about getting caught out.
When PA just, you know, 1.7k crits you, you can't cast anything, can you? They do still have cheese on SAPPHIRE though, as a dive forward towards DM forces the BKB TP. Nothing to stop it there.
Man, Virtus.pro.
Execution
what
gods.
A fight.
A double damage rune now though. And of course, the silver lining, even though OG lost Aegis, lost the fight, they've got ultimates for round 2 when they go up towards that Radiant High Ground again. LTW wants the DD rune. Is there a bottle or something? Oh, just gonna wait for it a little bit longer.
I love to wait.
He sure does.
They're gonna go again. I mean, you should have a better execution. You need to have a backup plan, because Faceless Void can't really just go in and try to siege now. SAPPHIRE finishes Sight of Vice, so that's a pretty big item against the Storm Spirit, against the Phantom Assassin. If she jumps in without a BKB, they can burst her down.
Epic Kid's courier gone. And a smoke coming out of the base as a Dire Observer Ward should spot them in a second, but Marana giving up the game there a little bit. Sax just going to be the sacrifice from OG as she was out here scouting for anything that was coming.
Full Abyssal Blade now to Phantom Assassin, so she can go for Faceless Void. He needs to be very careful. If Phantom Assassin is not caught inside a Chronosphere, they have no counterplay. Like, if Virtus.pro gets a first jump on a Faceless Void, they might be, you know, E-Blade trying to save a Faceless Void, but that's the best thing they got. Maybe a Sunray to keep him alive. Not sure if that's actually enough, considering how much damage they have right now. They caught Tidehunter.
Can they kill Tidehunter? They're TPing in OG, everyone they can, and the Chrono onto the PA now. Trying to zip towards the back as the silence onto the Grandma, and the freezing field comes with a Supernova 2, but Epic Kid down for 90 seconds. And the Ravage to counter the freezing field will clip Ilias. RTW with a double kill. OG desperately needed that, didn't they?
Yes, they did, and now they want more. Like, they saw that Abyssal Blade on Phantom Assassin. It's hard to get a good read. Does Phantom Assassin with Battle Fury has a buyback or not? But they're gonna try and provoke it, see what happens.
I was worried about ILTW not having buyback in the way that you were kind of talking about that instant initiation from the Abyssal Blade, but it's now in a situation where PA doesn't have one. Second lane of racks being opened up by OG. Repair kit's going to delay this inevitable destruction of the middle lane tier 3. And Storm Spirit balling around, but he duels into arrows.
BKB?
Oh, he gets the BKB off. GPK's out of there.
One.
There's tier 3 still standing.
trying to delay as much as possible. No ultis. Phantom Assassin is out in 30 seconds. Like, this should still be Rax's for OG. There's enough damage. Faceless Void with the MKB, Solar Crest. Yeah.
Save, just trying to spam out some spells. Keeps the ranged barracks alive at least. But another victory for OG. And this is after a team fight where they expended all of their ultimates. So they've still got a good minute or so until everything's back up again. So it's a window for VP to actually go and strike, get a bit of momentum back for themselves. But Dire Observer Ward, yeah, it's being pinged out by Save. They've got a good feeling about that vision that OG have been keeping on this left-hand side of the map.
Dire using a scan. Caught, save. Roche may respawn in a minute and 20 seconds. Man, Tidehunter, he's so tanky. Like, look at his armor. Now he's going for the Lotus Orb to remove the Cursed Crown. Thompson getting caught.
That's the jump again, but the arrow. GPK didn't get his BKB off, so Scythe of Ice is there, but with the arrival of Epileptic Kid, the death of the Snapfire going to be there for a good 70 seconds.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Do they have any smokes left? I think they used all of their smokes. Yeah, Crystal Maiden has one in quick buy, so they cannot make aggressive plays. Also, one issue you have when you're playing against a Mirana is how many sentries. Like, you need to have vision. Dark Willow, 2 dusts. Crystal Maiden has nothing at the moment, has gem queued up. The good thing is Slardar ulti, and he's also the one keeping a dust, so you need to have multiple of those, otherwise you might just lose a fight because you do not have a vision. Glimmer Cape used on Faceless Void. They're trying to make a sneaky,
I think Save is
little
baiting.
play.
Save knows there's vision there, and they make the jump. Abyssal Blade into the crush, but they've got the BKB in the turnaround from Sev with that Ravage. Ultimately lands the Chrono, perfectly placed, and a bit of Starstorm damage to land on top of their faces as GPK slays Epileptic Kid. For the freezing field, it comes, and it does some good damage to bring the Void down. Now GPK standing around with the dust coming. Seb dispels it off, but the Moonlight Shadow's ending, and the Tidehunter, well, you said it. He is tanky as all hell. Seb still on half HP. As DM tried the backstab onto the Phoenix of No Tail. Always juking around, but Blink is down for 5 more seconds. They're even going to throw a Supernova there. Kill off this DM Slardar as quickly as they can. And OG...
I don't think Phantom Assassin did any crits on that Faceless Void. It could have been, you know, the game, pretty much, for Virtus.pro. Maybe not the game, because Roche is, spawning in a minute and 40 seconds, but PA lives there, Faceless Void... with no buyback, and then they can go out, take some tier 2 towers, possibly take a tier 3 tower, but it's their fight. I see Phantom Assassin going for Aghanim Scepter.
Oh my god. Save. You've got to know that they see you every step of the way. Double damage rune on Thompson.
I mean, Aghanim Scepter is fine this game because you can dispel things like Fiery Spirits, E-Blade, Time Dilation. It's a really good gush. Like, you have some really good things to dispel, but if you get Satanic, I don't think you die inside of Chronosphere.
Yeah, just tank up a bit more on that PA.
Radiant's top tower is under
Oh,
attack.
Epi Kid. TPing into an arrow. OG not looking to commit for it though.
Roshan, they don't know. They don't know when Roche is respawning, so they still want to have this one covered. It's a third Roche, possibly an Aghanim Scepter or a Refresher. They have such a good Refresher team on side of OG.
Ooh, level up. Grabbed up for DM. Tons of attack speed for him. Roshan now 15 seconds. As OG have Supernova back up. Another 20 for Chrono, but they'll have Ravage to cover it. They should be able to have the full arsenal of abilities for this next Roche fight. And VP are the ones that have got to make the slippery move.
Dire's courier has been
Pressure is on them.
They want to go. They want to take this one. Arrow will scout things out.
And PA's immediately out of there.
Gem on Slardar.
Tidehunter just walking forward. waddling in towards VP and the Roche pit, but Storm finds the jump, and they've got the Terrorize coming. RTW has opened himself up, and he's been exploited here, but the Abyssal Blade, Lotus Orb, turned back around, and he gets the Chrono off. That Lotus Orb has turned it around! They get the shift of the fight, and they find Epileptic Kid who has to buy back, and now the Ravage with the Supernova covered. It is OG all the way home. Seb buys back as Sladar's down, and the PA still trying to return to this fight as they need this Roshan. VP are desperate. They've lost Save though, and he's gone for 100. No Slardar for them.
Lost the gem.
It's all on the shoulders of the PA. Maybe they can find the Mirana, but Epi Kid doesn't want to commit. But I don't think he's got a choice here. He's gonna. Oh my God, no! He's gonna get E-bladed and an ultra kill for Thompson. The PA was.
They know Phantom Assassin does not have a buyback now, so this is their target. They pretty much used everything on Faceless Void, which they needed to do. Like, they had a Sunray, I think they even popped the E-blade.
GPK long ball in, but Roshan's not nearly dead. They do get the kill. Radiant kills Roshan. Aegis snatched though by RTW, and they get the stuns they needed. GPK's out of mana. He is surely dead to rise in the pit, and that's got to be good game.
There it is, GG, yeah. Without a Phantom Assassin, they don't have the damage. Man, if Faceless Void dies there, it's a completely different game.
That Lotus, man.
Yeah, the Lotus Orb, I think they even used E-Blade on Faceless Void, not sure. And, also the status resistance build. Like, he had Heaven's Halberd that kept him alive, managed to get a BKB off, and turns the whole fight around.
I mean, that game got much closer than I expected. VP with some sick execution to actually be able to stay in that for as long as they did, because OG, the draft around these big teamfight ultis, it felt like they got to that critical mass by about 20, 25 minutes and were just walking it home.
Yeah, because, I mean, OG did a mistake there going for the high ground, not being sure how much damage they can do to them in a short period of time. It was a crisp execution